All right, shalom to the elect of Israel. All glory, honor, and praises be to the Most High, whose name is Yahweh, and the name of his Son is Yahweh Shai. Much respect to the brothers pushing the gospel in truth and sincerity. This video right here is a cut from the original video, which I had titled Freemason Aliens. I originally recorded this 13-minute intro, and I took it out of the original video. So I'm basically just making this a prequel as a part one, and Lord will, I'll upload part two, and listen to part two because it's heavy. Well, even this part was heavy, but I thought it was too long. So really, in just this part, I'm going through some scriptures and some words that are connected to the so-called age of Aquarius. So Lord willing, you might find something edifying out of this part, because I really dug deep on this. Not deep like trying to be deep, but I really dug deep in trying to be edifying to the body with what I was trying to convey. So I'll let it play, and then please stand by for part two. Whether there's 200 to 300 some predecessors, okay, of these so-called mystery schools, whether it's the Masons, Templars, Rosicrucians, okay, they all have this common mission statement. Okay, here's 7 tenets: abolition of ordered governments, abolition of private property, abolition of inheritance, abolition of patriotism, abolition of the family, abolition of religion, creation of a world government. And I'm not even going to elaborate until I get further into the video. So you can measure the time and see what stages we're in by comparing the scriptures, what's going on now, and these tenets, such as the abolition of family, patriotism, private property, world government. Okay, you can see what's going on. Now, another thing that these Freemasons and these secret societies believe, they believe in this so-called age of Aquarius that we've been talking about. So let me take you back to this article on Vice News that came out around March 20th, 2020, right before the so-called COVID-19, right before it went global, and all these devils began to work with one mind with locking down every single country. The article was What Saturn in Aquarius Means for Your Future. And I'm going to go to the highlighted part, because according to them, they said that on March 21st, Saturn had entered Aquarius of 2020. And before that, it was in Capricorn. It says, while it was in Capricorn, Saturn focused our attention on maintaining the structures we and our ancestors have worked to build over time. As I interpret that, I know that I was first awakened to the actual truth and became more affiliated in studying by focusing on what our ancestors had prophesied of old. And it's like the article is saying the same exact thing here. It says Saturn's most recent transit through the Earth sign also brought it into Pluto's sphere, pointing to the crumbling of expired traditions and a need to dismantle toxic nationalism. The system is broken, needs work. Saturn and Pluto together showed the weakness and dark underbelly of governments on a global scale. And who else but Donald Trump came along and shed a light on what the right side of the bird was referring to as the so-called deep state. But we know that it's two coins, two wings of the same bird, right? But now, let's watch how these devils work, man. Watch how these devils work and watch how they communicate. On November 3rd, 2016, Melania Trump went to Berwyn, Pennsylvania to give a speech on cyberbullying. And here, this article, authors of Hair who were the original, I guess, writers of the song Age of Aquarius, they demanded that the Trump campaign stop using their song. Why? Because the Age of Aquarius was played at Melania Trump's speech. It says the song was used November 3rd to accompany the entrance of Trump's wife. And now get this. It says the Fifth Dimension version of the song Aquarius won a Grammy Award for Record of the Year and Best Pop Vocal Performance, right? The lyrics of the song were based on the astrological belief that the world would soon be entering the Age of Aquarius, an age of peace, love, and light for humanity. Now, just from forming a habit and curiosity, I wanted to see what the etymology of Berwin, since she came on stage to the song The Age of Aquarius, and so when you look up the spelling of Berwin with a Y, okay, in Welsh, I believe the origin of it is a Welsh name. It says in Welsh, the baby name meaning of Berwin is white hair, legendary son of Carenhir. It's white hair and fair. Okay. And in the English, the name means harvest time friend. And a slight variation of it can be spelled Berwin with an I. And the Berwin origin and meaning, the name Berwin is a boy's name of English origin meaning bright friend. Bright friend. So we have Berwin, Pennsylvania. The song Age of Aquarius about a false light, and the origin of Berwin is a bright friend or a harvest time friend. This is going into a future prophecy. But let's read this. Starting at verse 12. This is Joel 3:12. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Right? So here we have our harvest. Now there's two harvest friends. Okay, Yahweh Shai is the original harvest friend, right? Again, what's Berwin? Yahweh Shai is our harvest time friend, coming to judge the heathen, for their wickedness is great. And of course, we know that Esau is the end of the world. And and since Berwin is a harvest, or Berwin means harvest time friend, what is the harvest pursuant to Matthew? And we'll begin at verse 13:38. The field is the world. This is talking about the good seed and the bad seed sowed together, like the tares. The field is the world. The good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked one. The enemy that sowed them is the devil, and the harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. And so this is the age that we're coming into, the last days of the beast man. Esau is the end of the world. The harvest is the end of the world. Melania, whether she knew it or not, was a harbinger of that coming age by coming on stage to the song Aquarius, which so-called Freemasons and them believe this is going to be their golden age. She marches on stage to the song Age of Aquarius, which is about a false light and a false peace, that's going to be exposed by our harvest time friend Yahweh Shai, right, in Berwyn, Pennsylvania, which Berwyn is the harvest, is the harvest time friend, and the harvest is the end of the world. Now, moving on, okay? So here we're going to go into the crux, the gist of the video. But this is what this is all leading into. I'm going to introduce you to a Freemason who has a TV show on the History Channel called America Unearthed. Okay, what's America Unearthed? Scott Wolter, that's Scott. Scott Wolter continues his mission of using hard science. There's that word, science, and intuitive theories to explain the most mysterious artifacts and sites in America. Okay, Wolter explores everything from modern day mysteries at the Denver airport and pre-Columbian contact theories to tales of treasure in the Grand Canyon and legends involving storied artifacts like the Ark of the Covenant. Now, recently, Scott did an interview with this YouTuber called Leak Project. And Leak Project has been around for a significant amount of time. Okay, he goes into various subjects dealing with different periods in time, different conspiracy theories. And so this is the latest episode that he did where he had Scott from America Unearthed. They did like an hour, like a 2-hour or hour and 43-minute interview right here. And you're going to hear in the beginning of the podcast, you're going to hear Scott talk about his visit from somebody from the Department of Defense, okay, who he refers to as a brother, okay, I guess another Freemason. So they're going to talk about, he's going to talk about the 3 days that he spent at his house and how they got to know each other, and they disclosed, they had an exchange of ideas, and basically the Department of Defense guy broke it down to him that, they're basically on this mission of so-called alien disclosure, and how they've been here, they look just like us, and it's all tied into Freemasonry. So I'm going to play the initial part of the interview, and you can hear him go on about this mysterious visitor who stayed at his house, who he refers to as holding, like holding information, because that's what the Freemasons believe, that they're above everybody, and they are the holders of the light, and they're the ones who are the stewards of information.